Okay, I'm good and dripping with sweat. I like that. All right, so let's start down on the floor. We're gonna sit on our ball. So sit down onto your bum, take that ball and tuck it right up under your right glute. And we're just gonna kind of smush the bum around, make sure it finds a nice little soft, squishy groove to sink into. And then we're just gonna kind of lean back into our arms, let the tush relax for a second. And then we're just gonna make some circles with the right foot. Circle in one direction. And then circle your foot the other way. And you just wanna make sure that ball should be in a good position so it's got some nice soft tissue it can sink into. And you might feel a little bit of movement of the musculature as you move your foot. All right, take one more circle of the foot. And then we're gonna slide the left leg in. So we're gonna use that as a little stand. And we're just gonna start to lift the tush up and roll big giant circles around that ball. If you find any tender spots or spots that are really inflamed, stay off of them. Maybe come on the side of them, work around the area a little bit, and then move again. Nice. And then if you like, take your circles and go in the other direction. Beautiful. One more circle around. And then set your butt down, move that ball out from under your tush, and we're going to move it right over to the other side. So we're going to find that nice meaty groove, find a place for that ball to settle in. Give a second, let the tissue relax. And then once you feel like you've got that bum softened up just a little bit, move your left foot, circles in one direction. Awesome. And then circle your foot the other way. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we're going to slide that right foot in, use that as your little kickstand, and then lift your butt up a little bit and make some big, generous circles around that ball. And again, if you find any spots that are really tender, stay off of them, move alongside of them, find a little softness in the spaces around it, and then move on to a new position. Beautiful. Take one more circle around. And then when you're ready, set yourself down, move that ball out from underneath your bum. And now we're going to work down the shin. So we're going to start hands free or without the ball. So we're going to take our fingers and locate that muscle that runs on the outside of your shin. So maybe start with your left leg or your right leg, doesn't matter. But we just want to start to press in nice and firm with the fingers and just kind of wiggle the fingers around and then just start to notice any tender points that you come across. And then walk back down. And now we're going to take it to the inside of the shin. So you might want to cup your fingers around and you can really dig in around that shin bone and then see if you can find any tender points on the inside of that bone. Nice. And now we're going to walk up to the inside of the bone and we're going to find this nice little indenture that you can really dig your fingers into. But now we're going to take the ball and we're going to press that ball into the space and let the other hand kind of press against that leg to give it a nice little firmness. And then once you've got it in position, and it might feel sensational right away, and then we're just going to draw some circles, pressing into the ball with the palm. Don't forget to breathe. Cool. And then press in with the circles, go the other way. Nice. And now we're going to use our little interlace of our fingers and we're going to locate a similar spot, but to the outside of that shin bone. So move across and then underneath the knee, find that little bit of an indentation, press the ball into that place, make a little basket weave so you can get a little bit of a firm handhold. And then you're just going to draw some circles going one direction. And only put as much pressure as feels right to you. And then press in and make circles go the other way. Beautiful. And then we're going to switch legs. So put your ball down for a second, and we're going to start on the outside, that muscle that runs on the outside of the shin. And we're just going to start to press our fingertips in, and then notice if you feel any tight little knotty places, or just notice the texture of it, of the muscle underneath. So it might not have any knots there. So you just want to feel in, notice how that texture feels. Nice. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So we're going to walk our hands inside of that bone and then press in and feel around. Notice if there's any knots there. And then walk yourself back up, just digging those fingers right into that little nice indenture. And then as you come on up, locate that nice little space up on the inside underneath the knee. Take your ball, place it into that little groove, other hand to the outside, and we press and draw some circles. Go in one direction. Awesome. And then press and go in the other direction. Nice. And now we're going to take the ball to the other side. So we're going to find that little indenture right underneath the knee, inside of the shin bone. And then we're going to make our little basket weave so we can take a firm handhold of that ball, place it in that little indenture, press in, draw some circles in one direction. And draw some circles the other way. Whew, and I don't know about you guys, but that does give me some feelings. Okay, let all of that go. Send both legs long. Give your toes a little wiggle, give your ankles a little wiggle. And now we're going to work a little bit to the tops of the knees. So we want to think about drawing a little U shape around the kneecap. So we want to stay off the bony landmark of the knee. And we're just going to place the ball into that little space. So we've got that nice soft tissue that surrounds the kneecap. And we're going to put a little press in and start to draw some circles. Go in one direction. Just move your way up and around like you're drawing a U with the ball. And then draw some circles, go the other way. And you can switch your handhold, anything that gets you there, but we just kind of want to draw some circles around the kneecap, going in one direction and then the other. Beautiful. Take one more circle around, or one more little half circle around on this knee, and then we'll move over to the other side. So same thing, we want to put that little bit of a press, draw some circles, move around the kneecap, but we want to stay in that nice little U. So we're not working on the bony landmark of the knee, but just the tissue that surrounds it. Awesome. Take one more little half circle here. And then we're going to start to work up the IT band. So think about bending one knee, and we're going to take the ball. We're going to get a little bit of a handhold of the ball, like we're going to turn a doorknob. So we're going to press in and then turn your doorknob. So keep that press and turn the doorknob in one direction and then turn it the other way. And then you're just going to start to walk that ball up the side of the thigh, finding that IT band and then putting just a little bit of a press and a little bit of a twist. And you might find that it picks up your clothes a little bit. That's cool. And if it does, you might even feel a little bit of the skin texture underneath getting that little bit of a twist too. That's what we're shooting for. Bare skin is best, but since we're all in here together, we're gonna keep our clothes on. Take one more up and down. Awesome. And then we're gonna take it to the other side. So switch hands, switch legs, bend that knee, find that doorknob hold, press in, rotate, and rotate the other way. And then I'm just going to work up and down the side of that thigh. Only working at a depth that feels good to you. Nice. Take one more little twisty maneuver up and down. Great. And then when you're ready, let that go, send your leg long, give everything a little soft shake. And then we're going to lay ourselves down onto our back. We're going to take the ball with, and then we're going to find the nice soft tissue right above your hip bone on the back side. So if you like, take your thumbs and just kind of dig in, feel that nice top part of that hip, and then find that soft texture right above, place that ball there, and then just allow your back to settle onto the ball, and then give yourself a second. So we want to let that tissue soften up a little bit. Let your shoulders find a nice comfortable position. Take a nice big breath. Cool, we're gonna keep the left knee bent. My ball is under my right side. I'm gonna pick up my right knee, and then I'm gonna reach up, see if I can catch hold of my knee and gently draw the knee in circles, go in one direction, and then tune in right away. You wanna make sure that that feels comfortable and safe where the ball is placed in your backside. If it's feeling good, rotate your knee circles in the other direction. Nice. And then when you're ready, set your foot down. We're just going to reposition the ball. So we're going to move it slightly away from the spine. So moving towards the outer edges of your body. Just lift your butt up a little bit, move the ball over about an inch or two, and then settle right back down onto the ball. Pick your knee back up, draw your knee in circles, go in one direction. Draw your knee in circles, go the other way. Nice. And then set your foot down. And now we're going to roll over onto the side. So you're going to lift yourself up, move that ball out of the way, and then we're going to find that nice little indenture. So find where that hip bone is. There's this nice little ridge right on the side. You're going to place that ball onto the side, roll onto your side, and then just let all your tissue soften around it. Take 3 nice deep breaths. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, slowly, gently, mindfully, you're going to roll off of that ball, pick it up, and we're moving on to the other side. So we're going to find that hip ridge on the other side, find that soft tissue right above that ridge of your hip, soften yourself down, and then give everything a second to chill out. Soften your shoulders, relax your tummy, notice your breath. Awesome. And then if all of it's feeling good, we're going to pick up that left knee, hold the knee, and then draw some gentle circles, go in one direction, tune in right away, make sure everything feels safe and comfortable. Nice. And then draw those circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then set that foot down for a second, lift your hips up, move the ball away from the spine. So a little bit over to the left, still staying up in that soft tissue. Once you've got it in place, lower yourself down, give a second to let everything chill out. And then we're going to pick up that knee, draw some circles in one direction. And then draw some circles the other way. Beautiful. And then set that foot down. And now we're going to roll over onto the side. So we're going to lift the hips up, move that ball out, find that little soft tissue in the side body, roll over onto your side, make sure the ball feels like it's in a good position, and then just let everything soften. Take 3 nice deep breaths. Cool. And then when you're ready, nice and easy, roll back onto your backside, pick that ball up. And now we're going to move up the erector spinae muscles. So those muscles that run up along the spine, we're going to lift the hips up and just find a nice location about mid back. Place that ball to the right on that muscle tissue, soften your back down, take a second to let everything settle into place. And then we're just going to pick the right knee up and lower it down. Take a couple of gentle toe taps here. Awesome. And then lift your hips up and we're going to start to move that ball up. So we're going to stay on the right side, lift up, manually move it up about an inch or two, settle your spine back onto the ball. So it's off of the spine bone. We're not on the spine itself. We're on the muscles alongside the spine. And then once you've got it in a good position, take a couple of gentle toe taps here. Nice. And then set that foot down. And again, we're going to move that ball on up, stay on the right side, lift up just as high as you can. Now you might be getting up into the shoulder area. So you might be just below the shoulder blades. Get that ball in place, lower back onto it, give a second to let everything calm down. Take a couple gentle taps of the toe. Nice. One more tap of the toe. And now we're going to move that ball up under the shoulder blade. So if you can find that groove, that space between the spine and the shoulder blade, locate that space and then place the ball on, settle yourself onto it, and then give a second to let your body get used to that sensation. And then just make sure that there's no zinging, no shooting, no electric pain. Everything should feel good. There should be sensation, and you might be at a level 5 or 7 with intensity, but you still want to make sure that it feels like a safe, hurt so good kind of feeling. And once you've got your shoulders kind of chilling out a little bit, now we're going to draw some circles with the right arm. So the ball should be under that right shoulder blade. And we're just going to take our arm in circles, go in one direction. Nice. And then take that arm and go in circles the other way. Beautiful. One more circle around. And then we're going to reposition that ball one more time on this side. So you're going to get it up as high into the shoulders as you can. Even if you just lift your tush up and slide yourself along that ball. So get it into a nice little groove. We want to stay off any bony landmarks. Give a second to let everything settle in. And then once it's feeling good, back to those arm circles, go in one direction. Beautiful. And then take those arm circles and go the other way. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're going to move that ball out from the right side. So just go ahead and grab it, locate it any way that you like. And then we're back down to the left side. So we're going to lift the hips up, find that nice location. Think lower mid back where we've got that erector spinae muscle, the muscle that runs along the spine. Settle yourself onto the ball. Give yourself a second. And then once you feel like the muscles have chilled out just a little bit, we're going to do some gentle toe taps. We're just going to lift this eye up and lower the toe back down to the earth. Beautiful. One more toe tap. And then we're going to lift the hips up, move that ball on up. So think about moving it up about an inch or two. Settle yourself back onto the ball. Give a second. Let everything chill out. And then once you feel like it's good, back to those toe taps, lifting up and lowering with control. One more toe tap here. And then once again, we're going to move on up. Now we're really finding our way up to the middle of the back, getting close to the shoulders, but still in that lower portion. Lower yourself down, give everything a second to chill. And then once you feel like you're there, back to those toe taps. Awesome. One more toe tap here. And then we're going to move that ball up so that we can locate the shoulder blade. So rearrange it any way you like, even if that means you just pick your hips up and roll on up that ball. That can feel like a really nice sensation, but it can also be intense. So just choose your level appropriately. And then once you've got it settled in that groove of the shoulder blade, again, give it a second, let everything chill out, take a breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, nice big circles with your left arm. One more time in this direction. And then arm circles the other way. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're going to move that ball on up. So either you can just pick your hips up, glide up that ball, reposition, or reach your hand up and move the ball manually. Once you find your way there, again, give a second, let everything settle in, make sure it's in a good position. No zinging, no shooting, no electric pain. And then once you've got it there, nice circles with the arm go in one direction. Beautiful. And then take those arm circles, go the other way. Awesome. One more time around. And then we're going to move that ball on up one last time. So we're going to reposition it nice and high up in the shoulders. Find a nice groove for it to settle into. Give a second, let everything chill out. And then once you feel like things are good, circle the arm in one direction. And then circle your arm the other way. Beautiful. One more circle around. And then we're going to lift our shoulder up, move that ball out from under the shoulder, staying on our backside for just a few more minutes, placing the ball under the ridge of the skull. So stay on the right side, turn your head slightly to the right, and it helps to hold the ball in place with the hand. And then you're just going to draw some tiny little 1-inch circles in the air with your nose going one direction. And then some tiny circles in the air with your nose go the other way. Beautiful. And then gently lift your head up, move that ball onto the other side. So we're going to place it under the ridge of the skull. Let your head rest on the ball. Let your hand hold the ball in position, and then come back to those little tiny 1-inch circles in the air with your nose going one direction. And then little tiny circles go the other way. Cool. And then let your head come to stillness, lift it up, remove that ball from under the ridge, take a couple little turns of the head side to side just to bring a little range of motion back into your head, into your neck. Awesome. And then when you're ready, we're going to flip ourselves over up onto a tabletop position. So swing yourself around in any way that suits you best. And then we're going to take that ball and we're going to place it right behind the knee, in the calf, and in the thigh. And I'm going to curl my toes under, but you put your toes in any way that you like best. And then we're just going to kind of push the butt back to the heels. And then if it feels appropriate, give your tush a little wiggle. If it feels like it's too intense of a sensation, lift up just a little bit, soften with your breath. But if it feels nice, really kind of push your butt back, wiggle your hips just a little bit. Awesome. And then lift your bum up, and we're going to take that to the other side. So we're just going to reposition the ball onto the left leg, tuck it in behind the thigh and the calf where the knee meets. And then once you've got it into a nice little place, set your butt back, make sure everything feels like a good intensity, not too much. And then if it feels nice, rock your hips a little side to side. Awesome. One more little rock side to side. And then lift your butt up, move that ball out from underneath that space. And we're going to work into our hands here. So put the ball in a position that you can place your right hand on. And then we're just going to draw some big, generous circles around the palm of the hand. Put as much pressure as feels appropriate to you. Awesome. And then draw those circles in the other direction. Great. And now we're going to go up and down. So think about working the length of the palm where the wrist meets the forearm, and then up to where the palm meets the fingers. Super. And then we're going to do the splits with our fingers. So start by finding that webby point of the thumb and the index finger, place that onto the ball, press it in as much as you can stand. Take a nice big breath. And then lift up, index finger, middle finger, do the splits on the ball, press in just as much as you can stand. And release, middle finger, ring finger, do the splits on the ball, press in just as much as your hands can take. And release, ring finger, pinky finger, do the splits on the ball. And release. Nice. Take it to the other hand. So right hand down, left hand on the ball, draw some circles around the palm. And then draw those circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then take it up and down. So we want to work the length of the hand Think about following those little ridges of the bone so you can really mush through the softer texture of your hand. Beautiful. One more up and down, and then we're back to making the splits. So find a thumb index finger, place that webby point on the ball, lean in just as much as feels good. And release. Index finger, middle finger, do the splits on the ball. Just put as much press in as you can take. And release. Middle finger, ring finger, splits on the ball. And release. Awesome. Ring finger, pinky finger, splits on the ball. Nice. And release. Sit back on your heels. Just give your wrists a little soft shake. We're going to come up to standing and finish with the bottoms of our feet. So come on up when you're ready. And then we're just going to trap the ball underneath the ball toe mound of the foot. So heel on the ground, trap that ball underneath, lean in just a little bit and then lift off. Lean in a little bit and lift off. Lean in a little bit and lift off. And now we're going to go a little bit further than that. So as you lean in, you're just going to start to roll through the bottom of the foot. Let your body weight kind of move with you so you can put as much pressure onto the ball as feels appropriate to you. If it feels better to leave the weight off, just stay and lean onto the standing leg and gently roll the bottom of the foot. But if it feels good to really get into the bottom of the foot, smush along, just work the length of the foot. Awesome. Take one more good roll up and down on that foot. And then we're going to place the ball of the foot onto the ground, trap your tennis ball under your heel, and then just start to lean in. Put a little bit of a press into the bottom of the heel. Awesome. And then we're going to lean in, keep that little bit of a press, and then see if you can keep the ball trapped under your heel. And then it's just like a little micro movement. You're just going to rock the heel a little bit of side to side. And then once you feel like you've got it, you can go a little further, but we don't want to send the ball flying out from underneath your heel. So just try to find the trap first and then groove into it just a little bit more. And nice. Take one more little work through that heel, and then we're just going to come back to working through the bottom of the feet. So just push from the toes to the heel. And just think about going big toe, second toe, third toe. Just really work across the bottom of the foot in any way that you like. Awesome. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch to the other foot. So we're going to trap that ball underneath the ball toe mound of the foot, and then lean in and lift off. Lean in and lift off. Lean in and lift off. Awesome. And then go further with that if you like, and just start to work through the bottom of the foot, but go at any depth that feels good to you. So if it feels better to keep the weight off and gently roll the bottom of the foot, do it like that. But if it feels good to just get all your body weight in behind you, really work through the bottom of that tissue. Nice. Take one more good mush through the bottom of that foot, and then we're going to switch it. So ball of the foot's going to be on the ground. We're going to trap that ball under the heel, put a little press and release, a little press and release, a little press and release, and then lean in, keep that press, and then trap that ball under the heel, rock the heel a little bit side to side. And then once you feel like you've got the ball trapped, then go just a little bit further, but just try to maintain control of that ball to the best of your ability. Nice. One more little swish of that heel side to side. And then just for a good fine finish, roll through the bottom of the foot. Awesome. And then set that foot down off of the ball. Take a second to just kind of mush through the bottoms of the feet, and then find a nice even stance with your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to peel our body away from the imaginary wall. So we're going to tuck the chin towards the chest, reach your arms forward like you're diving down towards the ground, roll through the back of your spine, let your fingertips find the floor, find your ball, bend your knees a lot, pull your belly button in, and roll your way all the way back up with control. Give a couple of good shrugs of your shoulders. Woo, you guys are amazing. Nice work today.